Finally, I tell you what. Hi guys, Louis at Defending Elvis Presley. Remember, we are in my kitchen. The dogs are going to bark. My wife's going to be bouncing around. The kids are going to come down and climb on me and demand that I make them things like sandwiches and drinks. And Yasmin and Tina are probably going to make funny faces at you and tell you about their life story. So I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry about this. It's going to be an interesting live stream. You must have your cups of tea. It's important. You must have a coffee. I hope you've got some time spare. Now, I have been very quickly reading your comments. Shall we make the live stream about Diana? Diana, we've been reading your very interesting, how can I say it? I'm so glad that you're sharing your happiness with us. How are you going, Diana? Are we going to embarrass you? Are we going to make you get a bit red-faced? Are you blushing? So, Diana, now the show isn't about you, but but you started it. I'm really happy. Tell us more, says Linda. Linda, I met him at work. We had a really good, deep conversation that was magic. Then he asked me what my future plans were. And I said I was writing a film about the life of Elvis Presley, which you've told me many times. We really look forward to that. If anyone can do it, you can. And we fully support you, by the way. So when you become a famous author, please remember us humble people that you met all those years ago in the Elvis world. Hi, chilling in Canada. Hi, Renee. Renee, if you are still there, I think you're going to enjoy this. Hidden Minds, amazing YouTube channel. Please subscribe and go and watch him. Then he had to leave for a moment, but came back and had a picture of him that he had painted for me. What? So he's an artist that can actually paint an Elvis picture and gave it to me. Oh, he sounds very smitten. Wow, Linda, wow, I'm so happy for you. That is a lovely story. It is. On my birthday, he sent me Elvis cards and the biggest bouquet of flowers a woman could ever receive. Something sounds right here, Diane. Sounds like he has a good heart. Everyone's very happy for you. I am, of course, happy for you. Linda, I couldn't be more happier. Hi, Vibex. Hope you're well. Of course, we're a small family, Team Elvis, and we support each other. And we're happy for each other for the good times and the bad times. Alrighty, let's have a look. So Philomena, good morning to you, Philomena. Hope you're well. Thank you for sending me some things. Any of you that send me anything, thank you. Rose Finney always sends me great stuff as well. So does Vibex. Quite a few of you are sending me lovely things. Thank you. Vibex couldn't sleep last night, so we messaged each other a little bit. I woke up to answer some comments, and Vibex is wide awake. So I hope you did manage to get back to sleep, Vibex. Let's have a look. So chilling in Canada. I'm just waiting for Louis to get on so I can get comfy and drift off. It's 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Well, the time here is 10:17. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was answering the comments. Then I got about 3 hours sleep and woke up around 6, started answering comments, watching some of your video clips you're sending me. And the big surprise is this thing about, I don't even know how to word it. Let me get a picture up. Now, have any of you, this is why the title of this video is, let me have a look. I took a few pictures of it. The title is Elvis Presley and Priscilla have a previously unknown grandchild in Florida. And this is being claimed by Bridget Cruz, the auctioneer that is suing Priscilla Presley, and Priscilla Presley is counter-suing, claiming elder abuse. Now, have any of you heard this, guys? Because this is big news, isn't it? This is big news. Let's have a look. The other thing I was going to just look into briefly, because now we're talking about childbirth, is obviously we all adore Riley Keough. Now, she had her child in surrogate, didn't she? Is that the right way of wording it? It was a surrogate baby. Tupelo. Did you guys know that? And I was looking into it, and it's because of Lyme disease. She had Lyme disease, which is an infection, a bacterial infection. Let's have a look. And it says Lyme disease can cause a circular rash around a tick bite, a flu-like symptoms. Lyme disease is treated with antibiotics. The sooner you treatment, the better. So for some reason, she chose that she had to have the child through surrogate, but it obviously is her baby, her egg, and her husband's. So that's quite unusual, isn't it, guys? I thought we could look at that, but later we might have to do that on a separate video. Yeah. But I have already done some information, downloaded some information on it. But I think this topic about the secret grandchild is going to take up a lot of time. So can I just ask you guys, do any of you believe, I'm just seeing, I'm just checking my information on it. Do any of you believe it? Can I just ask you that, guys? You know, us Team Elvis just sat together having a chat. Diana, I hope I didn't embarrass you. Diana, seriously, I'm not trying to embarrass you. Right. So can I just ask, do any of you believe it? It's very far-fetched, isn't it? Now, you know, John Travolta has been brought up. Kelly Preston has been brought up. They're saying that Kelly Preston may have been donated an egg. I can't work out if it was from this is just speculation, guys, from Riley or from Lisa Marie. After the death of John Travolta's son, I think he died when he was 16. I think his name was Jet. Somehow it was suggested when Kelly Preston was 47, and we know that she died from breast cancer, which is just heartbreaking. One of the most beautiful women ever lived, Kelly Preston. We all watched her going way back to the late 70s and 80s. She's stunning, yeah? And so sad that she died so young. I think she died at 57. So then there's speculation there that she was given an egg. Now, you know, when it was all announced that Kelly was pregnant, not for a second did we think that it was a donated egg. You just automatically assume it's a normal pregnancy. So we're going to try and talk about that. But I want to, you know, there's children involved here. So if there's any truth to this, we do have to be careful how we cover it. Because obviously you've got Ben Travolta, who's, I think, 14. So he's a minor. So we need to be careful how we talk about it. So the whole thing is very bizarre. Scientology seems to be in the mix here as well, because it's a lot to do with a friendship between Lisa Marie and John Travolta, a very, very close friendship. So it's a difficult topic, guys. Now, everything we're talking about is for entertainment purposes, and I want to try and do it with respect, because obviously children are being mentioned, and I haven't proved anything. What I've done, I've downloaded all the information I can, and there's quite a lot, which is why we're going to be here a long time. So good morning. You're not embarrassed. It doesn't happen that quickly. Thank you for your thoughts. Diane, can I tell you something? I met my wife, yeah, very unexpectedly, Aurora, yeah, And the way, it was a real chance meeting. She was crossing the road. She was trying to find something. And I saw her looking. And I called over to her. Obviously, she was beautiful, yeah? And I said, "Are you looking for something? Come here." And she walked over to me. And she asked me something. You'll laugh what she asked me. She said to me, "I'm looking for Louis because I'm here for a job interview." Yeah, me, because obviously I ran businesses for 30 odd years, and I said, "Oh, I'm Louis." Yeah, I said, "Okay, come with me. I'll give you an interview." She was an interview for a job, yeah, in one of my businesses, and that's how I met my wife. Now remember, if I hadn't have looked over and saw her crossing the road and called her back to me, we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have had 5 kids. We wouldn't have got married. Anyway, the point is, these chance meetings can transform your life. Because if I only said about 5 words like, "Hi, can I help you?" Something like that, those couple of words changed my life. But Diane, what my point I'm trying to say to you is this: within 12 weeks, we were engaged. Within 12 weeks, we were engaged. Within 16 weeks, she was pregnant. Yeah? So things can happen very early on, very early on. And we're still together 19 years later. And I'll tell you what, we are still deeply in love. We do argue. We argue quite a lot because she's a strong-minded girl. I'm a strong-minded guy. But the love is always there, always. Yeah? So Diane, it doesn't matter if it's early days. It's how it feels here. As long as both people have the same feeling here. Now, if it's one-sided, then you got problems. But if it's even, if you both feel good and both feel strong, who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the tide will bring? Tom Hanks said it in his film, didn't he? Who knows what the tide will bring? You never know what's around the corner. Right, anyway, that's not Elvis, but that's just me just saying to you, you know, when things are at their darkest moment is usually when the good things come. That's what I found in my life. When everything's going wrong, you get a flicker of hope. Now, before I met my wife, I had a very, very horrible breakup from a girl that I'd been with for nearly 18 months. It was horrible, and it wasn't because of me. It was my ex-girlfriend's behavior. Yeah. So I was like in a place where I didn't see myself with another girlfriend because I was so heartbroken and so hurt. So meeting my wife changed all that. Changed all that. So we never know, guys. We never know what's coming. Never give up. Never give up hope. Anyway, sorry, we're just distracted here, aren't we? So I have downloaded quite a lot of information. I don't, because we're just having a chat and a cup of tea and we're a family together, just chilling. I don't rush into these topics. I know I can be a bit long-winded before I get to the topic, before I get to the point, but that's because we're not in a rush. We're just like, okay, let's go through this together as a family. Yeah. So I feel like I'm talking to my kids, my brother, my sister, my uncle, my aunt. Yeah. Dad, mum. It's all a bit very, you know, good friends. That's how I feel. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. Right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So let me just. So I don't want to believe that it's nothing to surprise me. Let's have a look. Thank you for all your nice compliments, guys. So it was never spoken about in the first time I ever heard about. Wouldn't you think the media would have picked up on this? Well, Philomena, as far as I can tell, it's all big news now. So it's all coming out now. So let's see if the media start blasting it around. I have got a short on here of a lady. I'm going to play that in a second. Good things happen to good people, Linda. I was 36 years old, so I left it late. Before I met my wife, I left it late. But many of you might think, why was my wife so young? She was 22 when I met her, yeah. But I looked very young. When I was 36, I looked 20. I was a very, very young looking guy. So the girls that liked me were young. They were in their 20s. So this is why I was with a girl that was so much younger than me, because of the way I looked. Yeah, I'm 57 now, and my wife now is 41. I think now we've sort of evened out now. The way we look, we've sort of evened out. But the older girls didn't notice me because I looked too young. They thought I was a toy boy. So the girlfriends I had were younger than me. They always were. When I say young, I mean in their 20s. Yeah. So that is why I've ended up with a girl that is so much younger than me. She's happy. We're still going strong, guys. We're still very, how can I say it? We are still active. Sorry, we're still active. That's just funny. Right, sorry guys, off topic again. Can you explain the topic again, please? I'm a bit in the dark. Yes, of course I will, Linda. I mean, Michelle, I definitely will. Yeah. Right. Hidden mind, you have the same thing. What thing? Renee, tell me the thing you mean. All right, is it Renee? Is it because you look so young? Yeah. Yes, look, you do, Renee, you do look young. Renee, are you going to tell me how old you are? You can tell me if you want. Right, so we're just having a bit of fun, but I'm going to answer 41. Ah, you don't look that age. Renee, you don't look that age. Rora, I was just telling them how I met you.
Oh, yeah.
And you were crossing the road.
Yeah.
Right, she's taking them for a walk, so I'm going to top my coffee up. All right, that's enough. That's enough. You're going for a walk now, you little brat. God, they're noisy. Right, I'm just dropping up my coffee. I hope you guys got your tea and coffee. Right. Okay, we're sorted. Now, guys, I know I'm dragging it out a bit. Guys, I know I'm making you wait, keeping you in suspense. I know I'm keeping you in suspense, guys, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I actually have put some preparation into this. And Michelle, I think you're going to find it interesting. It is quite close to the edge. It's quite gritty. So some of you may feel that it's something we shouldn't talk about because we are talking about children, so I want to be careful. But I found a short as an introduction to what we're talking about. Yeah, Jane, you're 57. Yeah, great age. I tell you what, I do not feel 57. I do not. I feel in my 30s. Remember, I'm carnivore diet, keto diet. That is why I feel so young. That I'm telling you now, guys. Carnivore diet, keto diet. Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube. Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube. Look it up. That is why I feel young. I owe everything to my health, my youthfulness, all to Dr. Ken Berry on. You guys know how it is. Right, let me find this short. Now, I think Renee, I think you're going to find this interesting, my friend. Right, let's get the short up that I found. Now, this short, I think the facts on this short are slightly wrong, but it gives you an idea. Now, I had a couple of things sent to me. Let's have a look. Last night. Now, when I was first sent these things, I didn't believe them. Got to find them now. Let's have a look. Now, we've got Growing Up in Scientology. He's done a video. Is Adam? Do any of you know Growing Up in Scientology? Vibex feels 29. Yes. Yep, Diana, you're still doing it, Diana. Good. Well done. Has the weight started coming off, Diana? Because I remember you were a bit unsure. Obviously, we have our butter coffees. That stops us from feeling hungry. Right, let's have a look. All right, here we go. Right, are we ready, guys? I want you guys, it's only a short. It doesn't last very long. It did work. Oh, Diana, thank you. So I was short for my age, so they thought I was a toddler when I was 9. Let's have a look. Okay, right. I'm going to play this short. Now, don't hold me to it, because this short is slightly, it doesn't get all the facts completely correct. Now, are we ready, guys? Because I might have to play it twice. Now, there's 35 of you watching. Welcome. Please subscribe. It helps the channel. Please like. Right, are we ready, guys?
This is true. This is big news. Elvis Presley himself and Priscilla have a previously unknown grandchild. What? A lawsuit has come out, and as part of the discovery of evidence, there is some new documents dropped today. And basically what's happening is Priscilla Presley is trying to get out of a lawsuit by saying she doesn't have ties to Florida, where the lawsuit was filed. And in rebuttal of this, now a document is alleging that she not only has ties to Florida, but she has familial ties because she has a grandchild there. And the document very specifically says Priscilla and Elvis's grandchild. But they only had one daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. Famous journalist Tony Ortega, who covers all Scientology related, knows Lisa Marie Presley's family. He's saying that it can't be one of her kids by process of elimination, which would mean that this lawsuit just casually dropped. Lisa Marie Presley had another child that the whole world doesn't know about, and not mentioned at all whatsoever in her new biography published after her death by her daughter, Riley. So did Riley Keough not know? Well, this is all coming to the surface. Get ready. This is going to be in the national news like in 5 seconds. And my question is, at what stage was this child born? Who's the father? And I mean, I hate to say it, guys, but are they a Scientologist? What does this mean? What does this mean? What is happening?
So, God, I'm going to play it again one more time because I think some of you couldn't hear it very well. Now, remember, these are not my views. I'm not saying I believe this, but this is breaking news. This has also been released by a few people yesterday. We also have the Bridget Cruz lawsuit. And in Bridget Cruz's lawsuit, she has released, as part of her evidence, proof that that Lisa and Priscilla have connections in Florida, and it's to do with the lawsuit. So it's actually because of Bridget Cruz that this is being spoken about. I'm going to read out the Bridget Cruz thing. Now, do we know about Bridget Cruz? GWS Auctions. Bridget Cruz has joined us here 3 times and discussed this with us. You know that there's a counter sue. So Bridget Cruz is suing Priscilla because they signed these contracts. Priscilla had also sold Bridget Cruz her name and likeness, name, image, and likeness. They'd agreed to many things. I'm going to read the details out in a second. Now, what Bridget Cruz is saying is that Priscilla ghosted Bridget Cruz and basically said, I was ripped off, I was conned, I shouldn't have signed the contracts. And Bridget Cruz is saying she is owed a lot of money. Yeah. So then we know that Priscilla countersued and is saying she's been ripped off. Yeah. Saying she didn't know what she was signing. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Priscilla going back on her promise. So not great. So, right, let me just read your comments. Now, I know that your reaction is going to be, this is bullshit. I know it. Now, Julie, is it Julie? Hi, Julie. Julie, I agree. It's probably nonsense. Yeah. I definitely, at the moment, I don't think this is about Lisa Marie having a secret child at the moment. But there is something. Now this is the weird bit, guys. Now we're going to go through it in a sec, so it should unfold. But there is a possibility, and this is all going to come out on mainstream news. This isn't just Louis trying to get views on his channel. This is stuff that is being released in the news. So we do have to cover it. Yeah. There is a possibility that Riley Keough, just a maybe, we're going to keep looking, keep digging, donated an egg. This is what is being said as well. So there's a possibility that Lisa Marie donated an egg. Now this is what's very unclear. Is it Riley Keough or is it Lisa that donated this egg? Now the other rumor, again, this is just speculation, that this was John Travolta after he lost his son Jet. It was suggested to him by Lisa to have another baby, and this donated egg. It's out there, isn't it, guys? It's far out there. But even, don't forget, even Riley Keough having a baby in surrogacy, that's quite a unusual thing, isn't it? I know that it's because of this problem with Lyme disease. So all of this is a bit, oh my God, what's happening here? This is all very bizarre. Yeah, very weird. Obviously, Scientology could be in the mix. So, guys, I know this is like, what is happening? So, I'll read your comments. Now, everything I say now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not for a second am I saying it's true, but this is being released and we're going to go through it. I'm going to play you a couple of bits. I think I want to read the lawsuit bit first. I think it's important. Right, Diana, to be honest, it doesn't sound like Lisa. Remember how reacted to Michael Jackson's desire to have children with you. Let me just isn't in her makeup. Michelle, yeah. I can't see Lisa Marie not being that child's life. She was proud mum, yeah. I don't think Lisa Marie would have a secret child. It does sound, Julia, it sounds like nonsense, yeah. Let's see how the press unfolds today, yeah. This could have been brought out because of confusion over Lisa's book. So people don't believe the book. Okay, yes. And I think the book is mentioned in, is it Adam? In his thing. Maybe I'll play the Adam thing first. Priscilla and Scientology could be behind it. Lady Flake. When Lisa had an abortion, it really upsets me. When Lisa had an abortion. Right, Jane, you telling me that Lisa Marie had an abortion? I don't know about this. Is that true, Jane? That's the first time I've heard that. Why would either of them donate their eggs? It doesn't make any sense. Julie, give it a chance. Let's unfold it, yeah? I understand how we are defensive and we're like, this is just stupid. This is just crazy. Yeah, I get it. But let's just see how this live stream unfolds. it is not about Lisa Marie having a baby. It's Riley who donated the egg. Yes, and I've read this, Joe. Why it's saying grandchild is in Scientology. Even a grandchild is referred to as being a grandchild. Yeah, Joe, I've read that. Thank you. Remember, we together are speculating. Yeah, together we're learning together. Yeah, so your feedback is very important on this topic. Okay, guys, I really am taking on board exactly what you guys are saying to me. Yeah, Aaron said it was Riley who donated the egg. Yes, Casey. Yeah, that is true, and we're going to play some of that. Right, it's in the book, Louis, about the abortion. Ah, right, I haven't read that section. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Joe, I haven't read that section. Do you know what page that is? Because I'd love to read that. I have been going through the book, and I've been listening to the audio of the book as well. The legal situation is very interesting. There must be documents about it. Well, we're going to read that. This is why it's going to be a long live stream, guys. Yes, she got pregnant before Riley and had an abortion, which she bitterly regret. Oh, I didn't know that, guys. I'm gutted about that. Gutted. Seriously, I am. Thank you, Michelle. I should know, really, shouldn't I? But, right, there was just one thing I wanted to say. Did any of you see my video with A&M Vintage? A&M Vintage. Did any of you see that? And I'm basically, what I was really saying was that there are many different points of view on Priscilla and her wrongdoing to Elvis, to Riley, to Lisa, to the twins. Yeah? Right, well, okay. So, no, you didn't watch it. Well, AM Vintage, I just want to say now, guys, AM Vintage are an excellent channel. Excellent. I really recommend them. Let me just get them up. There's a reason I'm saying this quickly. Let me just get them up. I highly recommend this channel, and my video wasn't in any way to be negative about AM Vintage. What I was trying to show in that video, and in case you're watching, guys, I think your channel is great. I highly recommend your channel. It's not just about Elvis. It's also very retro, very 80s. Brilliant channel. Let me just show them a minute, and let's have a look. Their videos are. Do any of you watch AM Vintage? Let me just try and get one where it shows them together. Yeah. Now, please subscribe to them, and let's just have a look. So here we go. Let's just get them on camera. Right. So this is AM Vintage. They're also on TikTok and probably other platforms. If you look, AM Vintage. Now, if you watch this later, guys, hi, you're very welcome here at Team Elvis. Please give us a shout on your channel. Now, AM Vintage, I posted that video, and they did say that, I want to be fair. We are going to go back to topic, guys, but I did promise I would mention AM Vintage. So let's go back to TikTok. Let's get to the messages. Do any of you watch A&M Vintage? Yeah, Julie does. Right. They spoke to me. We had a nice chat, and I was just trying to say to them, look, I wasn't trying to have a dig at them. What I was trying to do was to show that many of the Elvis channels have very different views than me. You guys know my views on Priscilla Presley. I feel that there has been some serious wrongdoing from Priscilla. I think she was a very neglectful parent. I think that the way she treated Lisa Marie was just completely wrong and cruel, and I've got very strong opinions on Priscilla, how she treated Elvis, how she went on to treat Riley Keough. I've got very passionate views. No hate. I don't hate Priscilla. I think she's really messed up, and she owes Elvis fans, Elvis's family, a massive apology for her behavior, the way she neglected poor Lisa Marie. So I've got strong views. So what I was trying to show using A&M Vintage's short clip was that some quite big channels like AM Vintage have got strong views that some of these channels see it differently, see the Priscilla and Elvis relationship differently, see the way Priscilla treated Elvis and Lisa differently. So I was just trying to show it as an example. So I just want to read to you the message. We went back and forth with a few messages. They're lovely people. Yeah. So this is what they say. I'm just going to read this to you guys. We truly thank you for your support. We are so sorry to hear about your father. We discussed, because they were talking about losing a parent. Obviously, I lost my father a long time ago. So it's, you know, like we're talking, I lost my father in my 30s, so a long time ago. So thank you for that. But we are also definitely, right, this is a nice thing. We also definitely love your channel and do our best to keep the peace in the Elvis world. As you can tell, it's not easy. Laugh out loud. The funny thing is that I don't care for Priscilla. So they're basically saying we're not Priscilla fans. And people still come after me because they really just want me to hate the woman. Now, I'm the same in their ways. I don't hate. I don't do the whole hate Priscilla thing. We're not a hate channel here. So that we're coming from the same place, aren't we? We're basically saying we've got strong views about Priscilla, but we're not going to hate her. We won't do that. I'm not that kind of a person. The same. We're the same. I'm not that sort of person. I'm not a let's hate on someone person. I'll expose the wrongdoing and I'll say my honest opinion, but I won't go. Then they say, I disagree with the things she's done and agree that she did neglect and mistreat Lisa. A&M Vintage. I agree. Let's have a look. I disagree. I just want, because they wanted me to say this. I'm not that kind of person. I disagree with the things she's done and agree that she did neglect and mistreat Lisa, but I can't hate someone that I don't know. Fair comment. It's unfortunate that many people can't disagree and still get along. This is very true. You have to agree to disagree. We don't have to always agree, do we, guys? We can have disagreements, yeah? But then we just get on like friends. We're a family. We don't have to agree. We can have different views. It's fine. Louis, hopefully one day we would love to collaborate on your video with you. Isn't that nice? Louis, we would love to collaborate on a video with you and perhaps talk about Elvis and share our stories of love for Elvis. Please take care. You are awesome. Thank you, AM Vintage. You are awesome as well. And yes, AM Vintage, I'd love to do something with you guys. Of course I would. You are a really, really nice, friendly, likable couple. I think your relationship comes across really well. And your channel, I would recommend to anybody. So thank you, AM Vintage. And then there's one other guy. There's a guy on TikTok. I did promise him that I would mention him. Have any of you heard of Alan Presley? Let me just get him up. Let me just turn it right down a minute. Have any of you heard of Alan Presley? I won't play the music because I'm not allowed to, but he's obviously a very serious fan. We were chatting this morning and I promised him that I would show a couple of his clips and then he would join us tomorrow. He said he's going to join us. Let me just show you a bit more. Let's have a look. So Alan Presley, please go on his YouTube and subscribe to him, but he's mainly on TikTok at the moment. He's a good-looking guy, isn't he? Yeah. Let me just play a bit more. He looks like he does look a bit like Elvis, guys. Let's get a bit. He wanted me to show you guys. It just seems like a nice guy. Right. Let's have a look. Let's him doing a bit of exercise here. He was, I'll tell you what, he was a complete gentleman, very polite. He obviously loves Elvis. Let's have a look. Here we go. He posts a lot of videos on TikTok. He's probably on Instagram as well. So Alan Presley. So jump over, follow him on TikTok or Instagram. His YouTube channel is quite, it doesn't have many videos on it, doesn't have that many subscribers. So Alan Presley, guys, jump over, give him a subscribe. And he said he's going to join us tomorrow. Okay, so let's see if he does. He did say he's going to watch this live back. Yeah, so I know I keep going off topic, guys, but sorry. Yeah, well, you've heard about him now, Diana. Come on. These people, Alan Presley, who can tell he's a dedicated Elvis fan, we need to help them. We need to help them. That's what we are. We're here to help others. Like, you know, the Angie's Tea. We've been doing Angie's Tea, haven't we? Yeah, let's have a look. Let's just get her up. Have any of you been over and been watching Angie's? Let's have a look. Let's get her up. Now I watched one of I've watched one of her videos last night. Let's have a look, see if it comes up. I saw a few of the names on there on her. She did another reading last night. She's a bit into the tarot cards, well, more than a bit. And her channel, I highly recommend it. And we've watched her go. When I first started mentioning her, I think it's called Angie's Tea and Tarots. Here we are. This lady here. Please subscribe to her. Angie's Tea and Tarot. Now, if you look, she has 454 subscribers. Now, when we started promoting her, because I highly recommend that you go over and listen to this lady, Angie's Tea and Tarot. She was on 174 subscribers. Now she's on 454. Let's get this woman to 1,000 subscribers. She is great. She's very interesting. She speaks from the heart. I really think her intuition on Elvis and Lisa Marie is excellent. And I highly recommend this lady. Let's get her to 1,000 subscribers, guys. And the other one is Serge Delmar. Serge Delmar. So Angie, if you ever watch my videos, give us a shout on your channel, please. Angie's, let's get it right. Angie's Tea and Tarot. Give us a shout, my dear. Just give us Team Elvis. Give us a shout. We love it when other channels show us support. She did mention on her last live stream, not live stream, on her last video, she did say, oh, there's a channel in Great Britain that's been supporting me, and he has a lot of American followers, that have all been subscribing, and she is really chuffed that she can't believe that her subscribers have shot up, and she puts it down to this book, bringing up this book, which was the beginning of her channel becoming much more well-known. She's loving it. She's loving it. She's a great girl. And then the other one is Serge Delmar. Serge Delmar, let me get him up. Did any of you go on and watch his, did any of you watch his live stream last night? He was crying. Guys, he was crying. Did any of you watch that? Hi, Linda. I'm just wait for you to reply. Serge Delmar, let me just click on his channel. Again, I highly recommend you guys subscribe to him. He is obviously he's anti-Scientology, especially when it comes to children that were mistreated in Scientology, including Lisa Marie. And he actually was in Scientology when Lisa Marie was there. So please subscribe to this gentleman. And Serge Delmar, give us a mention. I know he watches our videos. I could tell because some of the things he was saying were repeats of what we were talking about. So Serge Delmar, we love your channel. You have so much passion. Give us a shout, my friend. Give us a mention on your channel. It would mean everything to us. You're great. I think you're great. And you were it phew, you were in tears. And the reason he was in tears was because he was reviewing Piers Morgan's interview. And you guys know that I am outraged by Piers Morgan's interview with Priscilla. It was terrible. It was so weak and lacked any depth. Piers Morgan spent the whole interview just really kissing Priscilla's ass, like ignoring the facts. Piers Morgan had done no research. That interview was a joke. And I personally, in my opinion, think that Priscilla lied all the way through it. She lied all the way through it, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, guys. So Serge Del Mar was doing a review on the Piers Morgan interview, and he was in tears, guys, because he was picking out all the lies, all the fakeness, all the false. And one of the things that stood out to me that Serge Del Mar was saying was that Priscilla thinks we're stupid. Priscilla thinks the public are stupid and that we all fall for it. Come on, let's face it, guys. Maybe we were once. Maybe when we used to fall for all the details in this book, we were stupid. We were gullible. We were mugged off, weren't we? And I think Priscilla still thinks we're stupid. Even if you go by her walking in to the Graceland book signing with Riley Keough, she sits there spouting off a load of lies, in my opinion. She expects everyone to believe her. She expects the audience to believe her. So when I saw Serge Del Mar crying his eyes out because he literally in disbelief that this woman can blatantly lie and thinks the general public are stupid and we're not, he was in tears. It was very emotional. Right, I want to warm my coffee up, and then I'm going to come back and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this video on of Adam, you know, his Scientology channel. I think we're going to break into it a bit. We'll probably watch it in 3 or 4 minutes at a time. No, I've got a bit of a free day today, so I should be able to do a couple of lives today, maybe even 3 lives I'm hoping to do today. I really want to thrash this topic out, yeah? So let me just, I did want to mention A&M Vintage. I wanted to mention the other, what's it, where is it? Sorry, 1 second. I'm just trying to find the right spots. There's a few things I want to show you on here as well. So let's have a look. Right, where are we? Let me just find it. I've actually got some great info here, guys. It's just finding it. It's like getting the right spot for it. Let's have a look. Let's find it. Let's find it. Right, I wanted to play this one more time, and then we're going to find Adam's interview, because some of you didn't hear it.
Elvis Presley himself and Priscilla have a previously
Hang on.
unknown grandchild.
All right, hang on. Right, let's go to the beginning. Now, remember, this isn't completely right and factual. This is just giving you an idea of the storyline of this live stream. Okay, guys? Now, I'm not saying I believe any of this. This isn't my views, but this is headline news, and we do need to cover it.
If this is true, this is big news. Elvis Presley himself and Priscilla have a previously unknown grandchild. What? A lawsuit has come out, and as part of the discovery of evidence, there is some new documents dropped today. And basically what's happening is Priscilla Presley is trying to get out of a lawsuit by saying she doesn't have ties to Florida, where the lawsuit was filed. And in rebuttal of this, now a document is alleging that she not only has ties to Florida, but she has familial ties because she has a grandchild there. And the document very specifically says Priscilla and Elvis's grandchild. But they only had one daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. Famous journalist Tony Ortega, who covers all Scientology related, knows Lisa Marie Presley's family. He's saying that it can't be one of her kids by process of elimination, which would mean that this lawsuit just casually dropped. Lisa Marie Presley had another child that the whole world doesn't know about. and not mentioned at all whatsoever in her new biography published after her death by her daughter, Riley. So did Riley Keough not know? Well, this is all coming to the surface. Get ready. This is going to be in the national news like in 5 seconds. And my question is...
So guys, I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Emily, we do have some more information to go through. I'm not saying I believe it. Emily, I get it. Yeah, there's no way I'm saying I believe it, but we are going to thrash it out. Yeah. Now, I do have the press release by Bridget Cruz that brings up this alleged grandchild, great-grandchild. Yeah. And we're going to read that out. But I wanted to play a bit of Adam's stuff first. So let's go to that. And then after that, we'll read the Bridget Cruz thing. Yeah, we're not in a rush, guys. Let's just take our time. I know you guys are very eager for me to give you all the information now, but no, we're going to do it. We're going to take our time, okay? So let's find Adam's video. No, right. As usual, I can never find anything, but let's have a look. Where are we? Of course, I keep you waiting, guys. I've got to make you stew a bit. Got to make it exciting. Right, here we go. Now, the title of his video. The title of his video is John Travolta's son is Elvis Presley's great-grandson. John Travolta's son is Elvis Presley's great-grandson. This is the cover. Oh, thank you, Emily. Yeah. Now, guys, I was shocked like you. I was shocked like you. I was like, huh? Is this? I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was a joke, guys. So let's just play it. Okay. Let's get it loud.
Okay. Where is Balake at? My name is Blake. Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Hey, Ron.
Right, let's listen to it.
Ron is back, everyone. Welcome back for more SPTV, where every day is a great day. Not to be in a cult. Guys, I know the title of this video sounds absolutely crazy. John Travolta is the father of Elvis Presley's great-grandson. I had totally forgot that this was a thing that's relatively well known in the former Scientology community. I've known this for years. It's not some big secret. It's not anything that has come up in a video. I've never had a reason. It's never been relevant to anything. But now it's become relevant to something. And in retrospect, I should have remembered that this relationship between the Travolta family and between the Presley family gives much deeper context and meaning to Lisa Marie Presley and Riley Keough, her daughter, not going public with their problems with Scientology and David Miscavige. I think this actually makes Lisa Marie and Riley much more sympathetic and makes, I've been very hard on Lisa Marie and Riley for continuing to stay in Scientology so they can keep all their Scientology friends. Well, particularly Riley. Lisa Marie, towards the end of her life, I don't think she had any more Scientology friends. But I've been pretty hard on Riley for going along to get along, or is it getting along to go along, and wanting to keep all her Scientology friends. The truth is, if Riley Keough were to go public with her hatred of David Miscavige and Scientology, it would force John Travolta and his family to disconnect from Riley and the Presley family. When in reality, John Travolta's son is biologically Riley Keough's son. And I think people don't actually understand just how close John Travolta and Lisa Marie Presley were. I've alluded to it, I've discussed it, but I had honestly forgotten all about this. And, Lisa Marie very tragically lost her son, Ben. But prior to that, John Travolta had very tragically lost his son, Jet. And Lisa Marie was actually personally traveling with John and Kelly Preston to and from the funeral service for Jet. And somewhere along the line here, Lisa Marie offered her and Riley to help John and Kelly. Have another baby. And that is how it came to be that that Riley was the egg donor for the baby. And Kelly carried the baby to term and gave birth to the baby. It wasn't a surrogate. Like, Kelly carried the baby to term and gave birth to the baby. And then John and Kelly gave their son the same name as Lisa Marie's son, Ben. And to do that much for a friend.
He's very upset, doesn't he?
It is just so touching. And I honestly can't believe that I forgot. I honestly can't believe that I forgot about this personal dynamic when talking about Lisa Marie and Riley, and how strongly they were against David Miscavige and Scientology behind the scenes, but never ended up going public with that. And then for various reasons, Scientology somewhat blackmailed Lisa Marie into keeping her mouth shut and coming back, and not really coming back, but just bringing her back into the fold a little bit. There was a little blackmail involved there. And of course, Riley not only has never publicly spoken out, but she's continued to very publicly have Scientologist friends. And I'll tell you, when I said it, it's become relevant now. Here's what I mean. This is an article from the Underground Bunker blog from yesterday.
I've got this.
Elvis Presley and Priscilla have previously unknown grandchild in Florida. Lawsuit.
So, before that, I just want to jump in. I've got this, and I'm going to read this out. I've actually got two articles I'm going to read out. Guys, I get it. We are shocked, aren't we? We're like, it doesn't fit in our head, does it? We're like, huh? Now, this guy, I think his name's Adam. I know he's very popular, and I know that he really speaks up against Scientology, and his channel is massive, yeah? I hope he doesn't mind us using that clip. And if you're watching this, Adam, thank you so much for letting us, we're going to use, not letting us, because we've just done it anyway, but thank you so much. We're using part of your video. But, you know, he's saying that he's known about this for a long time. Yeah. Now, he's also saying that it's John Travolta's son, Ben Travolta, who I think now is nearly 14. Yeah. So I don't want to talk about him too much because he's a child. We have to be careful. Now he's saying, from what I see, that Lisa Marie, remember this is speculation, and John Travolta are very, very close, which is understandable because John Travolta, I think, introduced Lisa Marie into Scientology. Now, remember, Lisa Marie, for many years, was very happy at Scientology, yeah? Let me just let the dog in. Right, come on. Come on, it's cold. Come on. Come on, it's cold out there. England is cold today. Right? So, you know, I know that we are very upset with Scientology. Right, no more. Like, he's senile. He's senile, so he will bark. I'll let him in and he'll bark. Right, come on. Come on, right, go on then. Go on. He literally talks to me. Right. As you know, you're in my kitchen at home in the UK, southwest UK, and you're going to hear dog barking and children screaming. And the postman delivers and everyone starts barking like crazy. And then my wife's in the back cleaning, and then the kids are coming and going. Welcome to my world, yeah? But anyway, my point is, this guy, he isn't talking as if this is a maybe or speculation. This guy is telling us this is the truth. This is what happened. Now, as I was saying, Lisa Marie Presley spent many years in Scientology. I think she was brainwashed myself, yeah, from a very young age. We all are very upset that she was put into Scientology, dropped off by her mother. Her mother was just, it's unbelievable that her mother did this to her, but she eventually got used to it. She had some very close friendships. It is rumored that John Travolta is the reason that she got encouraged to join Scientology. We all know that John Travolta is heavily involved with Scientology. We don't know if Lisa Marie or Riley or Priscilla, we don't know how involved they were or are in Scientology, but we do know they have a lot of friends in that world. Lisa had a lot of friends in the Scientology world. Riley still has a lot of friends in the Scientology world. Doesn't mean that she's in it. So this story, the way he's putting it across is that she donated her egg after John Travolta had lost his 16-year-old boy, Jet. Yeah. And they're basically saying that, I think he's going to say that it was suggested, I'm not sure by who, maybe Lisa, that John Travolta has another child. And obviously we all know Kelly Preston, beautiful Kelly Preston, who unfortunately died from breast cancer. They went on to have this child, yeah, a very public announcement. They were proud after the horrible news of losing Jet that they went on to have a child. We all just assumed it was a normal pregnancy, yeah. And so now he's saying that the closeness, the friendship that Lisa and Riley maybe and John Travolta had, even Scientology is in there in the mix, eventually led to having this baby egg, this egg donated that helped Kelly to have this child at the age of 47. So I'm not saying any of this is true, guys, but this is how it's coming out. And then I do have the Bridget Cruz court document thingy jiggy that backs this up, that backs up not proof, that it's just more allegations. Well, I don't know if allegation is the right word. More news about the possibility of this egg being donated. So it's pretty out there, guys. Right, let's just find it. I've lost it again, as usual. So you guys comment, tell me how you feel, if you believe it or you don't. It's pretty serious stuff, I must say, innit? It's pretty serious stuff, guys. So let's carry on listening to it. Now, this document he's going to read you is one of the documents I've got, and I've got the other document from Bridget Cruz, her press release about the Bridget Cruz lawsuit and why she's trying to prove that Priscilla does have a connection to Florida because of this secret great-grandchild. Yeah? Let's keep going, guys.
Let's take a close look at this. The kicker here and the misdirector is the word grandchild, because the truer statement is great grandchild. And if you didn't know the connection between Riley Keough and John and Kelly and Benjamin Travolta, then you wouldn't know. You would think that perhaps something that we're going to talk about here that was mentioned in a lawsuit was just a mistake. But I suspect that Tony also knows this. Otherwise, I'm not sure there's a reason for Tony to seize on what he's reporting here. But let's just go through this step by step here. So Elvis Presley and Priscilla have previously unknown grandchild in Florida, lawsuit claims. Okay, so Priscilla Presley, the individual, is being sued by Priscilla Presley, the company. Priscilla Presley, the company, is run by a woman named Brigitte, is how I'm choosing to pronounce that name. Brigitte Cruz. There's been some unhappiness between Brigitte and Priscilla. Brigitte helped Priscilla through some financial problems, and now she's suing Priscilla in a Florida court. I'm just paraphrasing this stuff. Brigitte is suing Priscilla in a Florida court. There's going to be an evidentiary hearing in Orlando. Priscilla's saying she has nothing to do with Florida. She lives in LA. All of her operations are in LA. Okay. On Thursday afternoon, Brigitte Cruz filed a new motion asking for the court's permission to file a new amended complaint in the case. Okay, they're going to file a new thing. Priscilla's not opposing that. Okay, it says, now that they know Priscilla is fighting the lawsuit by saying she has no ties to Florida, the new version of the complaint attacks this directly with a bombshell. Priscilla Presley has deep personal ties to Florida. Her late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, lived in Florida. In addition to a grandchild, the grandchild of Elvis and Priscilla Presley, who still resides in Florida as of today. Well, of course, the only grandchild of Priscilla and Elvis is Lisa Marie. And Lisa Marie doesn't live in Florida today because Lisa Marie's not alive anymore. So, of course, the way the language in this lawsuit exists makes it seem like there is an unknown grandchild. And I wonder if that was just, I wonder if it was a mistake. And also, what's interesting is that someone like Brigitte Cruz, who's just a business associate and a personal friend of Priscilla, has the same knowledge that is quite well known in the former Scientology community, which I thought was interesting. It just never occurred to me that this would be pertinent. And yet now it's being mentioned in a lawsuit. Okay, I am also told that it is legally acceptable to refer to a great-grandchild as a grandchild. It still falls under the umbrella. So technically, it's not that the language is incorrect. It's just that the language isn't as precise as it could be. Okay, let's see where else this goes here. Okay, so Tony goes on to say, the sentence doesn't name the grandchild, but it very carefully delineates that it is a grandchild of Elvis Presley and Priscilla Presley, whose only child was Lisa Marie. I'm sorry, did I misspeak earlier? Did I say the only grandchild of Priscilla and Elvis was Lisa Marie? Did I say that? Did I say that a few minutes ago? My apologies, guys. My apologies. Okay, so Lisa Marie is the only daughter of Elvis and Priscilla. And Lisa Marie has had four kids. Riley, who lives in California. Benjamin, who lived in California but is no longer alive. And she has two twins who live with, I think their father is Michael Lockwood. I think the twins live with Michael, also in California. So none of the known grandchildren of Elvis and Priscilla live in Florida. Okay. Or none of the known grandchildren. Now, if no one knew any better, if no one knew that there was an unknown biological descendant of Priscilla and Elvis, someone would just think that Brigitte was making a mistake. So for someone to look at this lawsuit and go, there's an unknown grandchild, I think it means you have to already know that there's an unknown grandchild, or AKA unknown great grandchild. Okay, so let's see where else he goes with this. Lisa Marie's daughter Riley lives in California, not Florida.
Right, I mean, this is a long clip, this is. I want to play a bit more, because I think, I want to, you know, come on, without a doubt, this guy does a lot of research, without a doubt. That I completely see here, you guys are almost insulted that this could be true. I get it. You are very protective over Riley and Priscilla, not Priscilla, Riley and Lisa. And it's almost unbelievable, yeah? Now, I do think that today and over the next few days, we're going to start getting more releases. And there's a chance we're going to end up getting a press release from either Priscilla or from Riley, isn't there? So I just think let's keep an open mind. Yeah. Now, at the moment, I'm not going to lie to you. At the moment, I think it's bullshit. I think it's hogwash, as one of you said. But I will see how this plays out on the world stage, on the media, you know, on the news outlets. So let's just see. Let's just see, guys.
Died in 2020. Blah, 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 blah. The twins live with Michael Lockwood in California. Okay. The lawsuit, in other words, is implying that Lisa Marie had another previously unknown child who lives today in Florida, and that this existing grandchild is part of the reason that Priscilla has definite ties to the state of Florida. The new complaint goes on to point out that in January 2023, okay, that doesn't matter. It's just more real estate stuff for Priscilla. Okay, Tony says, we assume what will follow is a tabloid feeding frenzy as attempts are made to figure out who this grandchild of Elvis Presley is and who his or her father is. Less than 2 weeks ago, Lisa's memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, finished and was edited. Oh, it was finished and edited by Riley, was released. And in it, she discusses living in Clearwater, Florida for quite a few years. The book is less than forthcoming that the reason Priscilla and Lisa were there was because they were both heavily involved in Scientology, which has its spiritual mecca in Clearwater, Florida. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And he finishes off by saying, someone who was previously very close personally to Priscilla Presley is saying in a lawsuit that Priscilla has a secret grandkid in Florida.
So this is
Let the feeding frenzy begin.
No.
Well, let's end the feeding frenzy. There's no secret grandchild in Florida. There is, however, a biological great grandson living in Florida by the name of Benjamin Travolta. And I think this, one of the things that went through my mind when I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that, is that it is another instance where Scientology, through the threat of enforced familial disconnection, is once again able to control the lives and the actions and behaviors of people who would rather not have anything to do with Scientology. Riley Keough does not give a damn about Scientology. Priscilla Presley does not give a damn about Scientology and is out of Scientology despite reports to the contrary. And yet, if they were to publicly do anything, John Travolta and his family would be forced to disconnect from them. Yet another example of Scientology exerting influence over people who aren't even actually members, just like they did to my family and my in-laws and my brother-in-law and my brother-in-law's wife and all this stuff. They were forced, even though they're not even Scientologists. My brother-in-law is not even a Scientologist. Well, you know, Heather's brother, not even a Scientologist. Heather's brother's wife, not even a Scientologist. Hate Scientology. Were forced to disconnect from us because each of their parents are Scientologists. And they were told that if they, two non-Scientologists, didn't disconnect from us, all of the rest of their families would disconnect from them. That exact same dynamic is affecting the lives of the Presleys and the Travoltas. Okay, in looking up some articles, just preparing for this, I was surprised just less than a year ago when Ben turned 13. The Travoltas published some photos in People magazine, or at least on the website. And you can see here a photo of John and Ella and Ben. Now, if anyone remembers what Jet Travolta looked like. Jet and Ella are practically carbon copies of John. And it was funny when I looked at this, I was like, you know, Ben looks different. And then I was like, but hold on. I mean, you can have two parents who have, you know, multiple kids, and you can still have one kid that looks different. And then I was like, does Ben look more like Kelly or more like Riley? And then it occurred to me, do Kelly and Riley even look that much different? And what's remarkable, guys, I just happened to last night watch the first 2 episodes of Riley's television show. Is it Joni and the Six? Oh, it's gonna kill me if I don't look this up. Riley Keough TV show music. Daisy Jones and the Six. She is phenomenal in this TV show, by the way. But Riley is such a unique and striking individual that I was like, what did a young Kelly Preston look like compared to Riley Keough? And what's remarkable is how similar they actually look. Look at this. Now, similar eye shape, similar nose, similar smile, even somewhat similar, you know, chin shape, although I would still argue that Riley's is very
I just want to
very
I just want to pause this just a second. I don't agree with what he's saying. They look similar. I've even looked at Ben Travolta's pictures. Ben Travolta looks like Kelly Preston. He does. So I know that this guy is trying to convince us that this could be true, that this may well be from the egg of Riley or whoever. But I'm not convinced, because I'm not going to start showing Ben Travolta's pictures because he's underage. I don't want to start showing pictures of children on my channel. But I've looked at the pictures. I've had a very close look. And I'll be honest with you, he doesn't look anything like Riley. He looks like Kelly. That's just my opinion, guys. I'll keep playing.
Riley has a smile that is just the shape of her smile is very, very unique. And for what it's worth, when I look at this photo and I zoom in on, Ben's smile, having just watched the TV show last night, I go, oh my God, it really does look like Riley Keough's smile. And anyway, just to see this coming up in an actual lawsuit jogged my memory on this. And I think it's important for the deeper meaning of, well, first of all, how close Lisa Marie Presley and John Travolta actually were. I can tell you they're close enough that even after Lisa Marie Presley went to the Flagland base in Clearwater, Florida, to personally tell off David Miscavige and had it out. David Miscavige wouldn't show up for the meeting, so he sent his sisters. I kid you not, he sent his sisters. And when his sisters showed up to the meeting with Lisa Marie Presley, Lisa ripped his sisters the new asshole that she was going to rip David Miscavige. Even after Lisa Marie Presley went to Flag to tell David Miscavige where he can shove his head, okay, she still was hanging out late nights with John Travolta, talking shit about David Miscavige and Scientology, while Kelly Preston, John Travolta's wife, was auditing on OT7. And so that's why when I say that I don't believe John Travolta really cares about Scientology, I believe John Travolta cares about the people and the friends that he knows in Scientology and doesn't want to lose those people. It's because if John Travolta if he was like a Tom Cruise, if he's like, the only thing that matters to me is keeping Scientology working, he never would have even associated with Lisa Marie Presley after she got on David Miscavige's bad side. John Travolta didn't care. Okay. And so I am so personally struck and touched by this story as far as what it means as an act of friendship and love between two families and two people. And I think it's much better to put the correct information out there, especially in a positive way. and in a way that I think makes Riley look much more sympathetic as far as continuing to stay quiet. Because the truth is, John Travolta's son is biologically Riley Keough's son. And dare I say, if I were in Riley's shoes, I don't think I would jeopardize that relationship. I don't think I would. And so I sort of would like to...
Let me just... I want to play all of this. There's only 4 minutes left, but all of you guys, please don't think I'm playing this because I believe it. I'm playing this because this is the information that is coming out. Yeah? Gene, it does sound ridiculous, Gene. I agree. Now, I still think it's important that we do cover this. I do think we can't just ignore this. Yeah? Let's play this last 4 minutes, and I'm going to read out the Bridget Cruz thing. Now, after the Bridget Cruz thing, I'm going to have to end it and do a part 2, but let's just keep going.
Mr. Riley, for being so hard on her and criticizing her for not speaking out publicly. I myself stayed under the radar in Scientology from 2009 to 2014. And so I know what that's like.
I keep calling him Adam. It's Aaron.
The motivations are for doing that. That's the info, guys.
Thank you, Michelle.
Let's see, what do we have here? Look at some comments. Clearwater Chad, good to see you. Lori Plays says, member for 7 months, disappointed in Lisa Marie Presley's memoirs, soft take on Scientology. Lori, I hear you. I hear you. Natalie told me that she read the memoir, that it's actually quite a quick read. I'm going to download it on Audible and listen to it myself.
Thank you, Linda.
I wonder if, especially knowing that Riley is the one who had control of the final product, I wonder if this gives a bit more of an explanation as to why the final product was as soft as it was. Happy Healing Train says Riley still has so many friends in Scientology, so I think that is why, indeed. Wonder Woman, Aaron, we need to see a family tree diagram, please. Yes, I'm sure I confused everything by saying Lisa Marie was Elvis's granddaughter, so I apologize for that.
It is confusing, isn't it?
What is the point of the lawsuit? I think this lawsuit is over money and even control. So like Brigitte controls Priscilla Presley, the corporation, and she's suing Priscilla Presley, the person. Let's see. Karen says, how many people know this information? Oh, there's no way for me to know. All I know is that it's not a secret. Like I found out years and years ago. I mean, I obviously wouldn't have no idea of knowing how many people know, but like I know, and I've got no special connection to any of the people involved. So, Eileen says egg donors are usually picked from similar looking women. I guess that makes perfect sense. Let's see. Cricket Cinema. I'm a hobby genealogist, and just the title of this video makes my head hurt.
Yeah,
I totally
it does.
Let's see.
I think that's it, guys. So I don't think there's any need to play the last few bits. So no, I'm not going to start showing pictures of Ben Travolta. I just don't want to. He's underage. I don't want to. But I will say this, Julie, everyone else will. This is going to be world headlines, and every single YouTube channel that covers it and news clip, wherever it is, they're all going to show Benjamin Travolta's face. So even if I don't, which I don't want to, everyone else is gonna. So, but you're right. It's a funny thing about, you know, if someone's underage, you know, come on, these are real people, yeah? So, right, let's find this. I need to quickly read this document. It's quite a long one, so I want to read it because then I want to go back to the kids. My wife's taking the kids today at 1:30 UK time, 1:30 p.m. So then I've got the whole afternoon to do a part 2. I'm going to do a run, do my weightlifting, walk the dogs, and then I'm going to come back, do a part 2. So let's see if I can find it. Now, so far, guys, does anyone believe this? Seriously, so far, does anyone believe this? Hi, Elvis and Lisa Marie. Right, let's see if I can find this document. I probably won't find it now. I was lucky to find it. Right, let's have a look. God, there's so many things. What is I store it? Here we go. This is it. Right. Yes, right, here we go. So this is the title. Let me just check your messages. Hi. Oh, you got a notification. Well done. So guys, it's 50 of you watching. Please like, please subscribe. And if you're enjoying what I do, give us a super thank you or a super chat or buy us a coffee. Thank you, guys. It means everything to me. Right, let's just check your comments. I will be there. Love the video. EP in the background. Yeah, we've got to have Elvis in the background. Yeah. For some reason, YouTube let me put Elvis in the background. Yeah, which is good. I've heard it from Aaron. Yeah, Aaron. I kept calling him Adam. So Adam, Aaron. I apologize for calling you Adam. I'm sorry, but thank you for us playing your video. Makes me wonder if Riley's father is still in Scientology, to the best of my knowledge. So Riley is still very much connected. Susan, you're on about Danny Kiyu. Who knows? Who knows? One thing I do think is obvious. They all have a lot of friends in Scientology, don't they? All of them. That's true. Right. Okay. I'm going to grab my tea and then we're going to read this. So this is look, guys. Elvis Presley and Priscilla have previously unknown grandchild in Florida lawsuit claims. Yeah? Now, this is the reason we're all talking about this. This is the reason Aaron, yeah, is talking about this, because it's suddenly public news. It's out there, yeah? So let me get my tea. You've got to have a cup of tea, guys. Please get yourselves a cup of tea because I'm going to read this out. Right. I'm going to read this out. It's going to take a while. To be honest with you guys, I love a nice cup of tea. Every morning with Team Elvis around the world, just chatting about Elvis and anything related to Elvis. I love it. I'm enjoying it. But obviously there comes a point where I have to go off and do my own thing with the kids, with my wife, and with my exercising. So I can only do it for so long. I managed to get a couple of hours in the morning, and if I'm lucky, I get an hour in the afternoon. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Right, everything seems okay. Let's grab my teas, chuck them over here. I've got 2 teas, guys. 2 teas. Right, they're going to get cold, as usual. Right, so welcome to my kitchen in Southwest UK. Anyone new to this channel? I do this channel with Team Elvis from my kitchen. We are defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. So every day, usually twice a day, sometimes 3 times, we defend Elvis Presley and his bloodline. Yeah, and his bloodline. It's very important to me that it's Lisa Marie as well as Riley, Finley and Harper, and Benjamin and Vernon and Gladys. We defend the bloodline. That's what we do. We look for wrongdoing, things that are being said that are lies, and we defend together. Team Elvis. If you join us, you become part of Team Elvis. And of course, we love you to become members. It's only $1 a month. And we love you to be subscribers. And please like, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you will be reminded when we go live. And we do go live twice a day at least. Right, so I'm going to read this. Just check your messages. I've got to be a bit quick, but Aaron is a Scientologist. He helped a lot of people. Yes, I've heard very good things about Aaron. Very good things. Kathy, every day there is another drama. And yeah, I'll tell you what, it's the Elvis world. Who'd have thought it is crazy. It's headline news. Every day there's a new big story. Elvis wouldn't believe. Could you imagine how Elvis would think that 47 years after he died, all of this, and everyone's interested in it. It's big drama, guys. Let's have a look. Quickly rush through your comments so I can read this. Yeah. Okay, right. Aaron lives in Clearwater, Florida. Hi, Bernie. How are you going, Bernie, my friends? Yeah, I tell you, look, guys, I'm the first one to say that since this book has been released, this beautiful book that lovely Lisa Marie created with her own words, and Riley Q helped her finish it, and this has exposed a lot of the wrongdoing. I know there's a lot of nice things in this book. There's a lot of good things in this book. There's many things I haven't covered yet, but this book has made Elvis big news again. Big news, not just Elvis and Lisa. Yeah, it's big news. And Riley. Yeah, this book has created a storm. Yeah, it's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. I don't have enough time in the day now to cover it. I don't even have enough time now to read all the comments and reply to all the comments. I'm really flustered at the moment. I'm really trying my hardest to get through these comments. It's taking me as long as an hour a day just to read the comments. Yeah, and then I've got to do the preparation for these videos, which takes quite a while. So it's quite intense at the moment, guys. I do it on the dog walk, or I do it when I'm running, or I do it when I go to bed, or I do it first thing in the morning. I find my time to get this information and bunch it all together. I love it, but it's full on. It's full on, guys. I'm a very light sleeper, Linda. I only sleep 4 or 5 hours maximum. I've always been that way since I was a kid, and I'm fine with it. Doesn't bother me. Right. Okay. Let's read it. So Elvis Presley and Priscilla have previously unknown grandchildren. The Florida lawsuit claims. Now, I think it's probably going to give us some idea of the lawsuit that's happening. We know that Priscilla is countersuing with elder abuse, claiming elder abuse. We know that Bridget Cruz, who has been on our show, by the way, guys, she's been on this show 3 times, is claiming compensation. She's saying that Priscilla reneged on these 4 contracts, I think it is, and that Priscilla owes her a lot of money. That includes Priscilla sold her name, image, and likeness, the name Priscilla. And I think Bridget Cruz was even helped promote the film Priscilla, Sofia Coppola's film. So there's a lot of involvement here between Priscilla and Bridget Cruz, GWS Auctions, and Bridget Cruz's associates. I think there's 3 other associates, and they're all saying that Priscilla owes them a lot of money, and Priscilla has ghosted them, isn't talking to them, and is going back on all of the contracts that she signed. So Priscilla's trying to say, oh, you know, I'm old now. I forgot everything. I'm being ripped off. I'm being conned. I should never have signed these contracts. I was conned into signing these contracts. This is Priscilla's point of view. So this is an ongoing lawsuit. And as things unfold, we break them to you. And this is the latest thing that it seems like Bridget is trying to prove, that there is a link with Priscilla to Florida. Yeah. Right, let me just keep going. Okay, right, guys. Thank you, Bernie. Right. Now, remember, this is all for entertainment purposes. This is just our opinions, and we're just thrashing it out. I'm not saying we believe it or we don't. We're just learning as we go together, okay? On February the 14th, over the Daily Beast, we got the break. A strange and startling story. Priscilla Presley was being sued by Priscilla Presley, the company, Right, okay, so this Priscilla Presley company, I'm guess, is owned by Bridget Cruz, yeah? Bridget Cruz, an auctioneer, has filed the lawsuit alleging that she has helped Priscilla through some very difficult financial times and during which they have become very close personally, but just when things were beginning to turn around for the former wife of Elvis Presley and Sofia Coppola directed film about her was about to come out, Priscilla suddenly locked Cruz out and went back on their business arrangement. So that's very important. Priscilla suddenly locked Bridget Cruz out and went back on their business arrangement. Don't forget, Bridget Cruz is saying that Priscilla was facing bankruptcy and a massive tax bill. Yeah. So that Priscilla's income had massively reduced. So Bridget Cruz approached Priscilla with these ideas how to make money. Yeah. And it does seem like initially Priscilla thought, yeah, come on then, come and help me make loads of money. We know that Priscilla is money hungry. She's and fame hungry, spotlight hungry. The Priscilla film was very important to Priscilla. She really wanted it promoted with the help of Bridget Cruz. Cruz is suing for breach of contract and related matters, and Priscilla retaliated by having a famous entertainment attorney, Marty Singer, garner a round of publicity by announcing an elder abuse lawsuit in July against Cruz in Los Angeles. The retaliatory move hasn't stopped Cruz, and her lawsuit has an evidentiary hearing scheduled on November the 13th. So this is as we speak, guys. This is live as we speak in Orlando to hash out some jurisdictional issues. So there's a jurisdictional issue here where they have to prove that there's a link with Priscilla to Florida. Yeah. Priscilla lives in Los Angeles and says that she has nothing to do with Florida, where Cruz and the companies they formed. Okay, so this has a bearing, doesn't it? Priscilla Presley Partners, LLC, for example, were located. Priscilla has filed a request with the court to attend the hearing remotely. Right, okay. On Thursday afternoon, Cruz filed a new motion asking for court permission to file the new amended complaint in this case. And I think this is where it starts to come out now, this situation with this grandchild, this great-grandchild, yeah? Cruz attorney acknowledged that their deadline to file another amended complaint passed on March the 7th, but they say that the emergence of new facts justifies this new version of the lawsuit. For one thing, Bridget Cruz herself is being added as a plaintiff. That's interesting. Rather than simply the company that she formed with Priscilla. Now that's interesting. Bridget Cruz is putting herself on the forefront in the firing line. They claim that Priscilla and her team are not opposing the move by Cruz to update the lawsuit, which is interesting. And if the new version of the lawsuit is accepted, they say that the evidentiary hearing scheduled for November the 30th will not be needed. Let's keep going, guys. Now that they know that Priscilla is fighting the lawsuit by saying that she has no ties to Florida. Now, this is key now, guys. Priscilla is saying she has no ties to Florida. This is why this so-called great-grandchild is being brought up. The new version of the complaints attack this directly with a bombshell. Right, here we go, guys. Presley has deep personal ties to Florida. Her late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, lived in Florida in addition to a grandchild, the grandchild of Elvis Presley, who still resides in Florida as of today. As of today. So we are talking about Lisa Marie's grandchild. Let's have a look. Her late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, lived in Florida in addition to a grandchild, the grandchild of Elvis Presley. So does that mean, guys, that this egg, alleged, came from Lisa Marie and not Riley? It's not clear, is it? The sentence doesn't name the grandchild, but it is carefully delineates that it is a grandchild of Elvis Presley and Priscilla, whose only child was Lisa Marie. So it must be, you know, alleged. It must be Lisa Marie. Am I right? Or am I getting that right, guys, or not? What do you think? We know that Lisa's daughter, Riley Q, lives in California, not Florida, and that her son, Ben, died in 2020. The lawsuit does mention Riley a couple of times, but it is clear that the grandchild in Florida they are referring to is not Riley. So yeah, it's Lisa. They're saying it's Lisa's egg, yeah? Does that sound right to you guys? Right, let's have a look. The lawsuit does mention Riley a couple of times, but it is clear that the grandchild in Florida that they are referring to is not Riley. Lisa's younger twin daughters, Harper and Finley, live with their father, Michael Lockwood, in California. So don't forget, this is referring to Florida. Let's keep going, guys. The lawsuit, in other words, is implying that Lisa had another previously unknown child who lives today in Florida, and that this existing grandchild is part of the reason that Priscilla has definite ties to the state. My God, this is big, isn't it? This is big, guys. I'll be very interested to know how the press run with this. Now, obviously, Lisa hasn't mentioned it in this book. Now, the question I would say, if it is true, has it been kept out by Riley? Has it been kept out by Riley? There's 16 tapes that were made by Lisa Marie. Has Lisa Marie put this in the tapes? Watch this space, yeah? This is what we're going to find out, yeah? Was it kept out of this book? And don't forget, you guys have been saying all along there's missing pages from this book. Could be 100 missing pages. You guys have been saying this, haven't you? So, guys, we don't know, do we? We really don't know. Now, don't forget, Bridget Cruz has put this in her lawsuit. This is evidence, guys. So Bridget Cruz could be, is it perjury? She could perjure herself if she's lying. So Bridget Cruz knows something that we don't know. Yeah, like Bridget Cruz told us that Barry Siegel is the one that brokered the deal to make the Priscilla film, Sofia Coppola's Priscilla film, to Sofia Coppola. So we know from Bridget Cruz's words that Barry Siegel, who ripped off Lisa Marie, is still friends with Priscilla, and he brokered the deal to make the film Priscilla. That's a whole new story, isn't it, guys? So, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm going to read this, and then we're going to look at your comments, and I'm out of here. So there's 67 of you watching. Please subscribe, guys. Really important you subscribe so that we can notify you whenever we go live. It's really important. But thank you so much for joining Team Elvis, joining me in the Southwest UK. My name's Louis. I'm 57. I'm a lifelong Elvis fan. And together we defend Elvis Presley and his bloodline. We defend all of them. That includes Lisa Marie, Riley, Finley, Harper, Gladys, and Vernon. All the Presleys. We got their back. Right. The lawsuit, in other words, is implying that Lisa had another previously unknown child who lives today in Florida, and that this existing grandchild is part of the reason that Priscilla has definite ties to the state. This is big news, guys. I have to repeat that bit. The lawsuit, in other words, is implying that Lisa had another previously unknown child who lives today in Florida, and that this existing grandchild is part of the reason that Priscilla has definite ties to the state. My God, guys, this is big. This is big. I'm so interested to know how this is going to unfold, guys. The new complaint goes on to point out that in January 2023, Priscilla signed a 5-year lease on a home in Palm Beach, further to commenting those ties, and that she traveled to Florida frequently. Even that, guys, that is true. She did rent a home in Florida. We knew about this a long time ago. Now, why does Priscilla want to keep going to Florida? Why? You can't ignore that. On January the 7th, 2023, she traveled to Palm Beach to meet former President Donald Trump at his residence there. It points out that the proposed complaint also reiterates that the history of forming several companies between Cruz and Priscilla and the ways that Cruz says Priscilla breached those contracts. Yeah, so we know about this, yeah? But as far as hitting back at Marty Singer's attack in July, Cruz could not have come back with a bigger revelation. So Bridget Cruz has let the cat out the bag, hasn't she? This is a storm, guys. This is a storm. This is like Bridget Cruz is like, whoa, bang, have that. This is a bomb. This is an explosion. So I really hope Bridget Cruz knows what she's talking about and she's right, because otherwise she's going to get herself in a lot of trouble. This is a big deal, guys. This is worldwide news. We assume what will follow is a tabloid feeding frenzy as attempts are made to figure out who the grandchild is of Elvis Presley and who his father is. So at the moment, Aaron is saying that it's John Travolta is the father, and that Ben Travolta, who I think is 13 or 14, is the great grandkid of Elvis. Now I've looked at his pictures, mine. He don't look nothing like him. He looks like Kelly. It looks like Kelly Preston. So pretty crazy, guys. So they're saying that Lisa Marie donated an egg. I think it's a bit confusing if it's Lisa Marie or Riley. I don't know, guys. And that Kelly Preston had basically almost a surrogate type birth. Guys, it's confusing. Was really right. So finished and edited by in the last 2 weeks, Lisa's memoir From Here to the Great Unknown, finished and edited by Riley, was released, and in it she discusses living in Clearwater, Florida for quite a few years. The book is less forthcoming than the reason that Priscilla and Lisa they were both heavily involved in Scientology, which has its spiritual mecca, the Flagland base in Clearwater. Lisa told us in 2015 that in October 2014 that she had made a final break with Scientology after pulling away from it for years after attempting to have a showdown with the church leader David Miscavige at the Flagland base in October 2014, a meeting he skipped, sending his 2 sisters instead. Lisa said that she announced to her family that she was finally out for good. Yay! We like that. She also told us that at the time of our conversation in 2015 that she had brought both Priscilla and Riley out with her. Since then, we have seen signs that Priscilla is likely back in the church and Riley may also be back in, something we tend to believe, especially after seeing the memoir. So they're hinting that they're still involved. I don't think so, guys. I don't think Riley has anything to do with Scientology. Now, obviously, she's got friends from there because that's the world she grew up in. And obviously, her father is tied. Danny Keogh is tied to it because his great-grandparents were founders, weren't they? So who knows, guys? And now for someone who was previously very close to Priscilla is saying in a lawsuit that Priscilla has a secret grandchild in Florida. Today at noon, the folks who helped us keep the lights on here at the underground bunker, our paid subscribers, are going to receive another very special gift. What's this? Is this something different? All right, that's it. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's it. Now, what do you think? What do you think, guys? Now I've read that, have any of you changed your mind? Do any of you think there's truth to this? Because you can't ignore that this is being used in a lawsuit. You can't ignore it. Yeah, Elvis and Lisa Marie forever. Is that Kate? I forgot your name. Is that Kate? I'm just trying to go back on your comments, guys. The lawsuit can brought in state either Yeah, guys, feel free to send me a super thank you or a super chat or buy me a coffee. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Linda. That's so kind of you. Just because something was said doesn't mean it's true. I would like proof that isn't based on hearsay. But Diane, I agree. It definitely is not proof. But come on, to put it in a lawsuit where she could be committing perjury, is that right? I don't know. It does add some credibility to it. It does. You can't ignore that. So I'm not going to take sides yet, guys. I'm not going to take sides. I'm going to see how this unfolds. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Priscilla, allegedly, there's no ties to Florida because she's suing Priscilla, Emily, and right. Okay. One more thing. Look at the terrible chain of events from Priscilla. One person to. I mean, I'm gutted that Kelly Preston died from breast cancer not long after. You know, just she's amazing, isn't she, Kelly Preston? Diana, you're so welcome here. We love you being here. Diana, it is an assertion without proof. It is. Lots of fate offering lawsuits against the family, but this is still very interesting with the church members need to see more conclusion. Yes, I agree. I'm not going to sway yet, guys. Let's what as the news clips unfold, I'll try and find them. There was one other person that spoke about it. Let me just see if I've got that link. Let's have a look. See what's going to get. There's a guy. Let me just. Sorry, my internet's being a bit slow. Right. Let me just see what it is. Like someone told me a name. Let me find the name. We're going to wind things up now because otherwise my wife's going to slap me around the face. Oh, yes, by the way, my daughter's taking a driving test as we speak. Fourth time, guys. Touch wood. I always say to my kids, do the magic. When they say do the magic, what do you mean? I say that she's already passed. So together, let's do the magic. You've already passed. After 3, I want you guys, for my daughter, to say you've already passed. Are you ready? Now, this always works for me. If I ever want to do something and it's important to me, I always go, it's already happened. It's already happened. It's a mindset. So after 3, guys, 1, 2, 3, you've already passed. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, you've already passed. For my daughter, Talia, she's 18 years old. Yes, manifesting. We do it together as Team Elvis. Let's see if the magic works. I always say to my kids, it's magic. You got to do the magic. So if my little girl says, oh, Dad, I want this, da-da-da, I say to her, do the magic. So then she goes, I've already got it. So if she wants a doll, I'll say you've already got it. So she'll go, I've already got my Barbie. That's the magic. That's the magic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We are manifesting. As we speak, she's driving right now for the 4th time, guys. Sorry, sidetracked there. Oh, so funny. Yes, Linda, Deborah, Jojo, Karen, Elvis, everyone. Yes, hundreds of you. We've already passed. Right, let me see if I can. There was a name that was given to me. Let me just get this name up. I think he's a well-known, like, he does scoops. Oh, what was the name? I wrote it on here. Let's see if I can find it. The name is someone who does. Oh yeah, one subject we're going to talk about is the Priscilla and Navarone, but Navarone is bringing out a book. Yeah, we need to cover that. That's for another day. Priscilla's book, we need to talk about that. So these are two things I want to talk about. I can't believe that Navarone is bringing out a book. It's just like, whoa. Right, let's have a look. Tony Ortega. Have any of you heard of him? Tony Ortega has released something. Let's see if we can find it, guys. I found his press release. Let's just have a look, see if it's here. Let's see if we can get it to open. I did find it, but it's not letting me click on it. Let me just put in here, Tony Ortega. Olga, it's so interesting. So interesting, but thank you. Tony. Let's have a look. Tony. Have any of you guys heard of Tony Ortega? Because I've never heard of him. Tony Ortega, and then I'll put in Elvis Presley. Let's just see what comes up. Grandchild. See if it comes up, guys. I actually have got this, but it's disappeared. Here we go. I think I've got it. Right, this is the one. Look, this is the thing. Elvis Presley and Priscilla have previously unknown grandchild in Florida, lawsuit claims, right? So this is by this Tony Ortega. Yes, Salvatore. Right. Let's just see how he's worded it. All right, it's only a headline. It doesn't actually say the story. That's unusual. No, let's scroll down, see if it's going to come up. It doesn't look like it's showing the story. It's more, it's just posted that announcement, which is a bit weird. Let's see if we can find it. So we got, right, here we go. Right, this might have only just come out. Love child sensation Elvis and Priscilla Presley have a previously unknown grandchild living in Florida, bombshell court documents claim. That's probably just a copy of what we just have read. Right, right, let's show you the headline again. Yeah, thank you, Diana. Do you know what? It took me a while, Diana, to get round to covering Scientology. I've always been a bit funny with it. And the reason I've started covering Scientology, and I know that you did try and get me to do it before, was because this book, for some reason, this book has made me want to look into Scientology. Yes, fourth time lucky, Bernie. Right, I'll read a bit of this and then I got to go. Elvis and Priscilla have a secret grandchild living in Florida, according to sensational court documents filed in a bitter court battle between the king's widow and the former business associate. On the 17th of October, a filing has exclusively obtained a one-time partner of Priscilla, an auction house founder, co-founder of the company in the Presley matriarch's name, dropped a bombshell about the actress' deep personal ties in Florida. The lawsuit claimed that her late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, lived in Florida in addition to a grandchild, the grandchild of Elvis and Presley, who still resides in Florida as of today. The document does not name the mystery child of rock and roll legend. His only wife, Priscilla, 79, Elvis and Priscilla only child, Lisa Marie, who died age 54 in January 2023 of a small bowel obstruction that was a result of adhesions caused by weight loss surgery she underwent several years ago. The development was included in Bridget Cruz's amended complaint. In the legal fight, and we've already read this, but let's see their take on it. In the legal fight, it is an attempt to stave off Priscilla's desperate bid to have the lawsuit dismissed based on the claim that she has little ties in Florida. We know that Lisa's daughter, Riley Keough lives in California, not Florida. So that's them ruling her out, yeah? And that her son, Ben, died in 2020, God rest his soul. According to Tony Ortega, this is the name, an investigative journalist who has chronicled Lisa Marie's ties to the Church of Scientology and first reported the lawsuit in his newsletter, Ortega added that the lawsuit does mention Riley a couple of times, but it is clear that the grandchild in Florida that they are referring to is not Riley. Lisa's younger twin daughter, Philly and Harper, live with their father, Michael Lockwood, in California. The lawsuit, in other words, is implying that Lisa, another previously unknown child who still lives today in Florida, and that this existing grandchild is part of the reason that Priscilla has definite ties to the state. Now, is this Ben Travolta? Is this John Travolta and Kelly Preston's son, who's around 14? This is what we want to know, guys. Cruz is said that the filing Presley's cousin, who currently lives in her California, also has residence in Florida. Cruz said in the filing, Presley's cousin, who currently lives with her in California, also has a residence in California. In January 2023, Priscilla signed a 5-year lease for her residential property in Orlando, Florida, with the intention of finding and owning a permanent home in Florida. So it's like at some point she wanted to live in Florida. I think that is true. Presley was shopping for a permanent home in Palm Beach area. Presley demanded that her belongings be moved to Florida, where they were stored for her at no cost to help the move. Yeah, I think that is true, yeah. She added Presley visited repeatedly to explore housing options. I know about this. And she revisited in August 22, January 23, March 23, and June 23. So she was house hunting, guys, in Florida. On January the 7th, 2023, she traveled to Palm Beach to meet President Trump. We've just read that. Presley visited Florida on November the 11th, 2023 to attend an event at Victoria's Voice Foundation, a foundation founded by David and Jackie Siegel for drug abuse awareness and prevention. Presley has been to Florida repeatedly in the year before complaint was originally filed and continues to visit on a frequent basis. So something's going on, guys, with the Florida thing. In response to Cruz's lawsuit, Priscilla filed a complaint in Los Angeles County Superior Court in June, alleging that people behind the LLC establishment for her name fraudulently coerced her into giving them power of attorney, control over her family and personal trust, and control over her bank accounts over 2 years. We know all this, don't we? We've been through it all. Priscilla claimed that the managers of Priscilla Presley Partners, LLC, including Cruz, worked with others to misappropriate more than $1 million of her funds. But tit for tat legal feud has now taken on a new dimension, with the doubtless cause that Elvis watches to pour over Lisa Marie's torrid relationship. That's it. I think, oh, a bit more. She first tied the knot with musician Danny Keough in 1988. The couple welcomed Riley and late son Benjamin in 1989 and 1992. Benjamin died from suicide, God rest his soul, at the age of 27 in the year 2020. The Sticks and Stones singer then married pop star Michael Jackson. Right, I don't really want to go through all of the things that we already know. Right, now they're just talking about Lisa Marie's life. We don't need to go through that. It's all the different relationships. It's Michael Lockwood, Nicolas Cage, Michael Jackson. Yeah, we don't need to go through that. Right. Okay, that's the end of that. So that is 2 articles now saying it, plus Adams. Yeah, so this is going to be big news around the world, guys. So really, I have to go. So I'm going to quickly read your comments and then we're out of here, guys. But I am going to come back in a few hours, okay? Let's have a look. I'll let you know if my daughter passes. Right, let me just see. Lisa, I'm just going to skip on these just to say a couple of them. I commented on Priscilla's post. I wrote that exactly my kind of humour, that she stands up for abused horses, but disregards the abuse of her own daughter. It's a good point. Louis, I once read a story about a woman whose mum went to Graceland and once said about her baby from Elvis, but DNA proved it was a child of relative and everything pointed to Vernon. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Louis, I can't stand Navarone, and that's not for entertainment purposes. My problem, do you know, Salvatore, I'll tell you the problem I've got with the Navarone situation, yeah? I don't see Navarone, the druggie, the nutter who's saying horrible things about Lisa Marie. I see a kid. I see a 10-year-old boy, because you can find pictures of Navarone when he was a kid, 10, yeah? And I think, what the hell happened? What kind of parenting happened to turn a very normal looking boy, handsome young boy, into this crazy looking guy? Yeah, drugged up, alcohol. He comes out with some horrible stuff. His Instagram, TikTok posts are nasty. Yeah, I think, what happened to that poor child? Where was the parenting of Marco Garibaldi? Where was the parenting of Priscilla? That's what I see. When I see Navarone, I don't want to attack him, call him names, and I go, you poor, what did you go through? What resulted in that poor little boy turning out the way he has? A damaged boy that became an adult, and we all know what he's like now. So that's how I see it, guys. I'm not this hater of Navarone. I'm more like Priscilla, Marco Garibaldi Garcia, you messed up. You messed up. For that boy to grow up like that, what did you do so wrong? And then we worry about Lisa Marie, because she had a turbulent life, and the Michael Edwards allegations, which makes me want to cry. And then we also have other things that have been said in this book, serious neglect from Priscilla as a parent towards Lisa Marie. Priscilla, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, did not protect her daughter. She did not protect her daughter. She did not keep Lisa Marie safe. And even when she knew it was happening, she let it carry on. This is heartbreaking for us, isn't it, guys? Heartbreaking. Anyway, we're going to come back. I've got a few different topics. I do want to look into why Riley Keough decided to have a surrogate child, this thing with Lyme disease. I want to just explore that a little bit because I find that quite interesting. I also want to talk about, I'm going to look for any more press releases, yeah, to do with this topic. Now, at the moment, most of us don't believe it, yeah? Most of us are like, it's bullshit. I want to see how it unfolds. Will we get a press release from Riley, from Priscilla? Yeah? How are the news companies going to cover this topic? Because this is big news, guys. This is big news. Is it grandchild of Elvis Presley's? Big. It's a big deal, guys. So take it easy, guys. We're out of here. There's 60 of you watching. Now, if you've enjoyed what I do, get us a coffee. Hit the coffee button. Send us a super thank you. Send us a super chat. Become a member. It's only $1 a month. Please subscribe. It means so much to me that you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you guys can get reminded whenever we go live. And I'm definitely coming back to do at least one more live today, maybe two. I've loved it. I've loved it. We've been on here 2 hours and 10 minutes and it went like that. How many of you has this 2 hours gone like that? Why? Why does the time just slip away? Just whoosh, gone. We've been here 2 hours. How am I able to talk for 2 hours? How? I must be a bit cuckoo. 2 hours in my kitchen with my dogs barking. How did that happen? Ain't it funny how time slips away? Bye, everyone. You know I love you all. You are my family. And to the 55 people watching, you are very welcome. Please join us. We have a 24-hour chat group on Defending Elvis Presley Facebook. Please join our Defending Elvis Presley Facebook, where we have a 24-hour chat and you can exchange your research, your pictures, your videos, and you can get to know each other. Please join it. Please like, subscribe. We're out of here. I'm going to come back later. Taking care of business. Team Elvis, taking care of business. See you guys. It's been great. This is one of my favorite lives that we've had. Thanks, guys. All the best. Take care.